What's going on, everybody? Is Jamie Fine, and I'm hanging out with probably the coolest person in the world on the Kelly Alexander Show. I'm not gaslighting you, the coolest person in the world.
What's up, y'all? I'm Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, it's Steve McRae.
Hey, I'm Josh from the band Need to Breathe.
I'm Olivia Luddy.
We are so excited to welcome to the Kelly Alexander Show, Akon. Hi.
What up, Kels?
Hey, I'm Judy Gold.
And I'm hanging out with the Kelly Alexander Show.
This is Jordan, and I'm hanging out on the Kelly Alexander Show.
I'm Rob, and I'm hanging out on the Kelly Alexander Show.
I'm hanging out with the Kelly Alexander Show right now.
Jealous?
I cannot tell you how ecstatic I am to have this lady back on the show. Jamie Fine. She has a new EP coming out called If This Is It, and we are here to talk all about it. JF, what up, yo?
Buddy, you're my bestie. I friggin' love people don't know how much we love each other.
Yeah, our significant others should get nervous.
They should be sweating right now.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great.
okay though. It's fine. So let us start with the new EP, If This Is It. Tell us the inspiration behind it and why are you dropping it now?
If This Is It was it's actually so different from other projects I've done in the past. Usually I see it so clearly how I'm going to put a project together, the track list of it, what I want to talk about, what the themes are. And this EP really felt like a project that grew with me rather than being a product of my growth. And that was strange for me. And so, if you've listened to it or when you do listen to it, it's very nonlinear, like I say that I am. And I want people to be able to kind of relate to how we jump from emotion to emotion. It's a very human project for me. It's probably one of the most special kind of pieces that I did. I wanted to put the control back in my hands of being able to say, if I want to walk away from something, I can walk away from something if I want. So if this is it, if this is the last project I ever do as a musician, as Jamie Fine, as an artist, I want people to remember this body of work.
But it's not the last.
No, duh, Kelly. Come on. I'm just being manipulative.
I hope this wasn't your retirement message.
Yeah, surprise, you're the first. No, I'm done, dude. I'm done. Yeah, no.
Great, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Is there the songs on the EP, how was it challenging to cut it down to 6? Because I'm sure you had more than that.
Well, yeah, I think it's actually 9.
Oh, there you go. So was it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know me, like when it comes to writing music, that's the part that I find the easiest in terms of just getting it out. Again, that's what's so different about this project is that we didn't know if we were going to keep playing the singles game. We didn't even know that a project was going to happen. But then when we sat with these 9 songs, we were like, whoa, this kind of tells like a story in itself, right? You'd think that it wouldn't be cohesive, but it was. And so that's when we decided to put it as a project. But initially, it wasn't supposed to be. So it really organically happened.
Is it less stressful putting out an EP than an album? Like, is it even a mental game with you?
I think so. I think for every artist it is, because it's like, when you say you're putting out an album, it's like a big thing. And EPs, I think, are a great way to get people to kind of start warming up to an idea of a body of work, a bigger body of work. But yeah, I think if the language was album on this, I'd be schwitzing for sure.
What can listeners expect on this album, like with regards to musical influences? Like, were you listening to tunes from whoever and that maybe influenced you?
That's a great question. I listen to a lot of Blink-182. So, you see on the record, Your Like and Seconds Away have a very pop punk vibe to it because I wanted like an era of Jamie Fine that was Blink-182. And then the lead single off of the EP, Give Me One More Night, I really channeled my inner Coldplay. The song Fix You is, I mean, iconic, right? Like my kids will be listening to that song or they better be. Baby Nathaniel better be listening to Fix You. But like, I look at, that record and it was so it's such an emotional song. And then all of a sudden it's a stadium anthem and it exists within the same 4 minutes and whatever seconds of that song. And that's what I wanted to emulate with Give Me One More Night. I really wanted people to feel such an emotional ballad, but all of a sudden have the intenseness and the energy that is the chorus.
Do you sit there when you're writing and going, this is a single, this might be for social media? Like, do you do that or you're just like, this is what I'm doing?
I take the pressure off of me when I'm in the writing phase of it. Like when the faucet's on, I don't do anything to turn it off. Once it's done, I have a pretty gut instinct of where it's gonna live and how it's gonna live. And um, I think I just switch caps. But if I intertwine them, if I wear both at the same time, I think it gets in the way of my creativity. But as soon as that song's done, like If Anything's Left was a perfect example, right? I knew to my core that was going to be a powerhouse of a song for me. And it was. And with Give Me One More Night, I sat down with the label and I showed it to them and I said, this song's not going to go viral. And it's not the song that goes viral, but I want this to be a career song for me. And that's what our experience is with it, right? So yeah, I get these gut instincts with a lot of my music for sure.
When you are writing, like, do you always do things the same way, or do you have like it doesn't like it could be this one day, you could write it at midnight one night, like?
Yeah, I have no structure. I'm so annoyed. Like the process of me writing music is the mess of ADHD in my head, 100%. Like there's no linearness when it comes to it. Um, So yeah, it changes. I have a bunch of I have a million voice notes in my phone, where sometimes I'll remember it going into a session and start with the hook and then build around there. And sometimes it's Bynon, my producer, playing 4 chords on a piano and going from there. It just depends how I feel that day. It's a lot of people are like, "What's your process?" And I'm like, "Dumb."
Awesome. What's up with you in South Africa?
Dude, I don't know, man. Dude, everyone keeps at every interview, they're like, what's happening over there? And I'm like, you tell me. I connect so beautifully with that part of the world. And like I get like mad at people. Like I don't know why, but like I'll be like, oh man, you have to go. It's beautiful. And people are like, yeah, I'm sure it's great. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. You don't understand. Like I like get mad. It is such a beautiful part of the world. It was not on my 2023, 2024 bingo card. Like I did not think I would be going there. And it will be a beautiful part of my career. It will be always a huge part of my music and my touring journey, I think. And it's really beautiful.
What like happens when you're over there? Because like I've seen some of your social media where it looks like they're just like, I already think you're a rock star, but like they treat you like a rock star. So what do you think? Have they said to you what it is about you, what it is about your music? Like, do you have an idea?
I think, I was in a couple of radio interviews over there this last time that we went, and it was really interesting that hearing them talk about it. What they had said is they think that South Africans are connecting a lot to the authenticity. And that's like a dream for me to hear, right? Because that's the thing that I strive for the most when it comes to me as a human being, and by extension, my music and as an artist, is being authentic. That's everything I've wanted to achieve. And so I want to connect with people who too are authentic. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons. South Africans love music. They love live music when we go over there. So it's funny when you look at like the data on the back end, If Anything's Left, we did the YouTube video with Darius and Matt, my drummer and guitarist, and they are just as famous over there as I am because South Africans watch the YouTube video, right? And so people love live music. They don't care if you're the most viral, famous artist in the world. They just want to listen to music. And I think I connect really hugely with that.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite South African artist? Because like I know I've become a big fan of Thames.
I mean, you look at like Tyla, obviously, who's like huge and representing her country so beautifully. But honestly, there's a guy that opens for me every time that I go there. His name is Martin Bester. He's a radio host, actually, a very big radio host over there. And he has a band. And they are, I haven't seen a rock show like this. He's a rocker through and through, and just a beautiful human being. And I'm a really big fan of his. So obviously you have the A-listers that are coming out of South Africa, but his music really speaks to me, and just him as a person too.
Now, I know you're in LA. You've been showing some stuff on socials that you're down there. What do you love about LA? Like, is that a creative zone for you?
Yeah, I always say to people that, you know how a lot of people go to LA to figure out exactly what they want. I go to LA to figure out exactly what I don't want. It's the place of the land of repetition and the land of mimicking. And I know that a lot of people say, I know a lot of people say that, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I think there's a fine line, right? And when you go there, you see a lot of people doing things the same way. And I go there and kind of learn how I don't want to do things. And it's really motivating for me. LA is a tough place to be. It's a tough place to navigate. It's all the cliches are true about it. I've found a really beautiful group of people out there who I have a lot of trust for and who kind of they help me get where I want to go in a really authentic way. It's not like we're all grabbing each other and yanking each other down as we try to climb up. We're all kind of doing that together, and that's rare for a place like LA, but I feel like I've really found a great group of people there. So the cliches are true, but you can find some beautiful parts.
Have you found the Canadian contingent down there? Because I've like interviewed a fair amount. Like I just did an interview yesterday with Sean Hook. I know he lives down there now.
Yeah.
I know Scott Hellman lives down there now. But yeah, like have you found the Canadian pop stars?
Oh yeah, I think Canadian, that's how I always say it. It's tough. It's frustrating that there's still the Canadian stigma, right? There's a lot of Canadians writing American artists songs, and there's a lot of Canadians producing American artist songs. We have a powerhouse of talent over here. The tough part is that sometimes we have to get to New York or LA, right, in order to have it be recognized or appreciated. So I think that's why a lot of people flock down there. Right. And I, I don't know Scott very, very well, but I know he's probably thriving there in a really beautiful way. And he's still able to come back to Canada and tour. But there's a handful of, it's really funny going to like SoCan events there because all the Canadians get together and we're like, oh my God, how much do we miss Canada? And we're cliches.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a Canadian artist right now that you would love to collab with?
Yeah, of course. I think I've always wanted to do a song with Jessie Reyez. Drake, Bang My Line. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, the Biebs. But Jessie Reyez, I'm a really big fan of. I've been a big fan of for a really long time. And I think her authenticity is something that's really rare, in this industry. Yeah, so I would really love to do something with her. I don't think I could keep up with Tate McRae on stage. She's a little bit of a pop star, a lot of bit of a pop star. I don't think I could dance with her, but that would be cool too.
You could be like in that song, you could be like the hype woman with her and watch her bounce around the stage.
TMC.
Yeah.
You're doing great, Tate. Keep it up. It's great.
Oh man, I would pay to see that show. I'm telling you.
Great. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, Kelly. Jesus.
Bulletproof, I want to speak to you about this video because over 500,000 people have watched it. Your family's featured in there. How did this come about, and how did it feel like after you saw the finished project of that particular video?
It was emotional. It was I had wanted to write a song for my family for a really long time, and happened to kind of, the stars aligned one day with it. I got in the room with the right writers, Sarah Diamond and Tally, and Bynum was with me, the producer of all the records on the CP. And, the first 2 hours was a therapy session, and we, talked about family, and we, the good, bad, and the ugly. And we wrote this song, and it was the perfect day for me to do it. And, as I was promoting it, I was saying I really wanted it to be this love letter to them and an ode to all the hard work we did, which I think is rare in a family. And I knew that a lot of people could connect to it. And the project itself, I pissed off my label a little bit, admittedly. I went a little rogue posting it. We were kind of done releasing music for the year, and it was one of those things where I was like, this song is for me. It's not for virality. It's not for anybody. It's for me and my family. And I want to share it with the world. And I want to do that now. I don't want to come up with a marketing plan. I don't want to sit down for 6 months and figure out how we're going to market this. I want to put it out now. And so I was really selfish with this record, and I wanted the listeners to be able to be selfish with it too, and help them through some of their family issues. And I uploaded it and it went viral, and people connected with it in really, really beautiful ways. And the label was kind enough to let me film a visual for it, which you had mentioned, and my family got to be a part of that. And I think it was just a really special moment, not just for me, but for all of us.
Is it hard for you to sing that song on stage?
Yeah, it's brutal. It sucks. It sucks. I think I also never think about it too. Like, I think I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. I start singing it, and I'm like, keep it together. Yeah, I've only, had the chance to perform it a few times. And I'm thankful, these are the times that I'm thankful for virality because the crowd helped me sing it a little bit, but it's yeah, it's emotional. I got a chance to sing it in front of my family too in Ottawa, and that show was pretty emotional to me for a lot of reasons. I was thinking about various people in my head when I was singing it, and it was pretty tough, but I love those real moments on stage, and I use it as something to connect with the people who are at the shows, right? Because they want real, and I'm there to give real. And if I happen to break down, then I happen to break down.
Is it
I'm
a
a Cancer.
big
Anyway.
responsibility on you? Because for sure, because you're so authentic and you do put out so many emotive songs, like when fans probably message you a million times a day about stuff, like is it hard to take on that responsibility of people saying like your song changed me or whatever? Like I'm sure you get a lot of those messages.
Yeah, it's emotional. It's what I signed up for, and it, I can't in one breath say that with my music, all the things I want to give people with my music, and then the next breath say, oh, it's exhausting, it's tough. It is very emotional, and it's mentally draining. It's everything that I've ever wanted, and I seeing messages of people saying, I hadn't talked to my dad in 10 years, and I listened to your song and I sent it to him, and now we're talking. That's a beautiful thing, right? And there's various parts in my career. I remember with If Anything's Left that there was a group of girls that messaged me, and one of their friends had was at the end stage of her breast cancer journey, and they went on one last hurrah, and they played If Anything's Left, the whole way through, and that was their last girls trip together. And it was it's so beautiful to be able to give people that. And Bulletproof was for sure one of those ones that I knew, people were going to connect with, the good, the bad, the ugly. There's people who like have really beautiful families and it helped them. There's people who are like, I will never forgive my parents ever. And they have that power to do that, right? To each their own. So yeah, it's heavy.
On a fun note,
Yeah, let's switch gears here, Kelly.
I keep you on a roller coaster ride of emotion. You know this.
Yeah.
I love, so again, I follow / stalk you on socials, as you know.
Yeah.
And when I see like your cool, funky fashion, which I appreciate, how important is that for you to have your style and to put it out to the world? And I'm sure you're influencing again more of your fans.
The fashion is not per se the top priority. I'm a big sweatpants guy, and I'll always be that way. I think, there's no shocker. I'm large and in charge, and a lot of my fans are heavier, and finding clothes when you're my size is really difficult, and I've been transparent about that. So coming into my own style has been really cool the last few years. And when I met Vic, she's an incredible seamstress and so creative in that way, and she started making me clothes that fit me the way I wanted it to fit, right? And it was perfectly tailored to my body, and I'd never had that before. And so I think I gained this new confidence with fashion. And I love getting the messages. Never in my life have I gotten a message online being like, where did you get that shirt? And I finally started getting that, right? Yeah, and people are like, where did you get that? And I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't get it. But I think it sparks, confidence in other people. Of course, it's not necessarily what I sign up for. It's not what I necessarily want to be known for. But, if I, show a plus size person online that you can find your style and you can experiment with it and find things, yeah, it's beautiful.
Couple of fast fact questions for your fans before I let you bounce. What boy band or girl group would you love to be on a group text with?
Backstreet Boys, 100%. Or like Girlicious. Threw a wrench in your day, huh?
Yes.
Big day.
That's not what I was expecting. Who's your favorite Backstreet Boy? Can I guess?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah. And I'm gay. Keep in mind I'm gay. You know this because just let you know. Just keep in mind I'm gay. Now go.
I feel like this could go either way. I'm gonna say Kevin, but is it wrong?
It is Kevin.
Who knows you?
Buddy. Let's go, baby.
Who knows you? Yeah, you're welcome.
Dude, we're best friends. Every lesbian in the world's favorite Backstreet Boy was Kevin.
That's true. It's true. Is there any chance, is there any chore that you actually like household chore that you want to do because it relaxes you, or you can zone out and think about other things?
No, ask my mom. She's sitting right here. No, no chore relaxes me, Kelly, you psychopath.
Well, I can't tell you how many people tell me, like, who was I interviewing? I was blanking now, but they were like, I love folding laundry. I was like,
Stupid.
what? That stresses me out.
Stupid. Folded sheets, die. Nuke every folded sheet. Shouldn't exist.
That's very good. What's the screensaver on your phone?
I can't show it to you because it's a very provocative picture of my girlfriend.
At least you told me what it was, so that's good.
There you go.
That's fair. Don't show your mother.
Yeah, I know. My phone keeps lighting up and I keep going and wanting to flip over my phone.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I need you to give a message to your Montreal fans, please. And are you coming to play here? Like, do we know? Are you coming to perform at some point?
So we're planning a cross country thing right now with my agent and really want to hit all the cities, right? I haven't played in Montreal in a long time. Montreal online, and like I think Montreal is my second biggest Canadian listening city. It's Toronto, then Montreal. It's before Ottawa, right, where I'm from. And Montreal has always been a really beautiful city to watch my career grow in, because I know that there's the French aspect. I kid you not, I'm not gaslighting all of you Montrealians, whatever that you are called. I'm not gaslighting you guys when I say I literally practice my French because I wanted to be able to come to Quebec and like do interviews in French and like be part of the community there, because Montreal is such a beautiful city to play in, and all the Quebec cities that we were able to play in were really cool. So like, thank you as always. Like, it sounds so trivial, but thank you for being part of what I do and supporting. And I see all the online love, and I have a lot of followers from there. And I would love to be able to just come and rock out with you guys and like show you an ounce of the love that you guys have shown me.
Last question. What are you manifesting now that this EP is out? Like, what does Jamie Fine have planned for the next 6 months to 12 months?
As you know me well, I'm a day by dayer. I can't do much more than that at a time. I think what I'm manifesting is stability, in a lot of ways, whether that's mental health or career wise. I think that working towards it's stability, or it's being able to recognize stability when I've had a hard time in the past doing that, appreciating what I have in the moment. And I'm working pretty hard on that. And so I think the things that I'm manifesting are more kind of within me than they are accolades or, things that I can get beyond that. It's just continuing to work on me living for the moment and enjoying what I have now and being able to celebrate it.
I love you. Thank you for doing this.
I freaking love you, and you're perfect. And didn't we talk about tractors last time that we were interviewing?
I was on a tractor today. When are you gonna
I want to do content on your tractor, dude.
I keep waiting for you to come to Montreal and also to write a song with me. So I'm waiting.
Dude, it's gonna happen. We're gonna party like there's no tomorrow, and also we're gonna write a banger of a song, and also we're gonna ride on your tractor.
Okay, perfect. That is Jamie Fine. Please make sure you grab her new EP, If This Is It, and also check out her website for all of her social media handles, jamiefinemusic.com.
Hey, it's Kelly Alexander, and thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kelly Alexander Show, so you are the first in line for all the cool content coming your way.